As the men joined the armed forces, women were needed in the factories.
Somebody had to do it, and a lot of the lads were called up in the army, so somebody had to help out.
They were given sort of more straightforward jobs in my line, which was wiring the powerboats. They were given the more straightforward work. They didn't get employed in the engine room, connecting up all the engines. We had two male full-time electricians. One would take the forward part of this boat and one would take the engine room, and that's how it went on from boat to boat, because each knew the job before they started it. You picked up the drawing, the diagrams from a stores, and when you finished a job you would take it back.
At Marchwood Park, girls were trained to build boats.
When the war started, Scott Payne took over Marchwood Park, and they took on the girls for 8 weeks, I think, training.
They trained at the Priory, but they lived at Langdane House, which was a big manor house, where it had all that land, a massive place. The entrance into the estate at the top of the hill was still there.
Yeah.
We were trained at Marchwood, all aspects of building the boats. We were taught right from the start of what tools, how to use them.
Overnight, life changed completely. Faced with the reality of war, people were thrown into jobs and a way of life they could never have imagined.
One going on, and a friend of mine said he was going to go. Would you like to come? So I said, yes, I'll come. So we wandered in the gateway and then walked up the drive and into the door of this big house. And these women were all in there dancing around and bouncing balloons up in the air. And we thought it was wonderful. Then we looked down because one had deflated, and we realised it wasn't a balloon at all. There was only one occasion when the electrician I was working with on a 41'6" tender, as it was called, there was a tiny chain locker right in the bows with a door into it, and he finally got in there with one of the women workers, and she just had room to sit on his lap. And while he was in there, on came the foreman. He said, "Where's Ken?" I said, "He's just gone off to the loo." "Oh, all right." And he waited and waited and waited. Of course, they couldn't come out. And about a good half an hour went by, and in the end, he snapped off in an anger and said, "I can't wait any more," he said. And they tumbled out, all out of breath, you know. They were part of the electrical group, like the gang. But yeah, the women worked in very well. They were good.